Okay, so welcome after a long break. I think we gave a break like 3 weeks, 2 weeks due to my dad's situation. So sorry about that. Last week we had Ratha Yatra falling on Friday, so we all had great fun. Thank you, some of you who came. Okay, so I hope to see more of you in the upcoming festivals. So now it's June, July. We have Julan Yatra Swing Festival. After that, we will start having back-to-back festival marathon. Balaram Purnima, Lord Balaram's appearance day, Krishna Janmashtami, Radhastami, like that. So these are the peak of ISKCON festival season, August, July, August, already peak season. Okay, so we will move to today's class. Jaya Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Okay, so long time we didn't have kirtan together, so let's follow. Okay, I'll sing, I'll follow. Okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine, everyone.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale
Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti
Namine
Namaste Saraswati Devi.
Carry on, Mataji. Yamuna Mataji, carry on.
Vani Pracharine Nirvesha Sunyavadi Paschataya Desatarine.
Repeat.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi
Paschataya
Yamuna Mataji. Jaya Sri. Like that.
Namaste, is it?
Jaya Sri.
Namaste.
Jaya Sri Krishna.
Pardon?
Jaya Sri.
Oh, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna
Jaya
Sri Avaita
Gadadara
Siva
Bhakta Vrinda.
Okay, who wants to lead Maha Mantra? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Hare.
One more time.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare.
Everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama.
Rama Hare
Rama, 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 Hare.
Hare Hare
Haribol.
Hare
Voice is too sweet for me, lah, Mataji.
Yamuna Mataji was melting, so she's trying to gather herself.
Yeah, I couldn't follow. Her voice was too sweet.
Yamuna Mataji. Yes, yes, she's a very wonderful singer. Okay. Okay, V Lata Mataji is here. Another Lata Mataji is not here because she's not well. She got COVID. So we pray that she recovers fast. She says she's negative already. Brinda Mataji, how's Lata Mataji now?
She's negative, Mataji. Both
Yeah.
of us got COVID actually.
Oh, both of you.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. All right, so you recovered, Mataji. You also negative, huh?
negative, yeah.
Congratulations, Mataji. How do you
Thank you,
feel?
Mataji. I'm still recovering because I have difficulty breathing and all this. Still recovering. I haven't
Okay.
gone to work yet, but resting at home.
Okay. It's not 7 days, right, Mataji? Is it already?
7 days. Yeah, today is the 7th day.
Today 7th, huh? Okay, Mataji. Hope you get your energy back, Mataji. Okay, so who else? Okay, so welcome everyone. So those who have not gotten your level 1 certs, please notify me, because whatever the admin sent to me, I just forwarded to the group. So so let me know, okay, if you haven't checked out the messages. So just let me know.
Excuse me, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
I realize I have not filled in the Google form. That's why I didn't get my
Uh-huh.
Can I still do it?
Actually, I sent a message to the admin that some of them did not fill in the form. So how he hasn't gotten back to me, because there seems to be a lot of backlogs on the certificate. Even my previous level 2 also haven't gotten their cert. Something has happened. The admins were like also got busy suddenly. Okay, so as he's doing, I'll try to put in your this one also, Mataji. Just PM me your full name, yeah.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so now let's take blessings from Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so have you all prepared to speak? Just a short while, okay? Because it's already 8:10 and we have a lot of slides today. Actually, today's module, the slides is very less because it's pretty much similar to why am I suffering's topic last week 4. So I put in more information, okay? Right, speak your mind. What do you do or where do you go when life becomes stressful and monotonous? Which means, where's your favorite destination? So let's hear from 2 or 3 Matajis or Prabhus. I think today all Matajis. Yeah. Okay, who wants to go first?
Me.
Yes,
Okay,
Mataji.
Mataji. I listen to Kirtan all the time. I think
Mm.
especially when I'm stressed, I listen to that and also Krishna's flute music. Yeah.
Okay, so do you particularly go somewhere?
If I go somewhere, I would like to go beach, but other than that, anywhere peaceful and quiet is the place that I always go.
Okay, very nice. So thank you, Mataji. Who else? Anyone? Where do you go? Sometimes people go for annual vacations after finish all their targets, and then they go take a few weeks off towards end of the year, and then they go for some vacations, and then come back, work again 12 months, and then go vacation. Okay, anybody else? Anyone has any unique way of de-stressing? When you feel bored, monotonous means bored, every day in and out, you're doing the same thing, very routine life. Nobody goes anywhere? Okay, so we have two Saras Mataji. Saras Mataji, I'm going to rename one of you to Saras K and another one K Saras. Is that all right? So that I don't.
Okay, I'll do meditation. That's why I breathe in and out and do meditation. That's
Ah,
all. That's the way that I get out my stress. Usually, that's the way.
very nice. So you still your mind for a while, right?
Yes, that's
Mm.
it.
Okay, noted, Janani Mataji. Okay, Saras Mataji, Saras K Mataji, I've renamed you, so you just take note of your name, so I don't call the same Saras for reading, so it'll be fair to take turn. Okay, okay, so if there's nothing else, so there are various ways people take, hold on. Okay, you go to your room because that's your safer place. So that is your, what do you call that? Zen Corner. We call it Zen Corner, right? So that's your peaceful corner, your me corner. Okay, so sometimes generally what devotees do, they pray to Guru and Gauranga. Okay, sometimes we seek friends. Okay, we seek for our friends companionship, for their advice, for their company. And some devotees make it a point to visit the holy place every year. Okay, even not only ISKCON devotees, any devotees. Okay, sometimes they go to places like Badrinath, Rishikesh. So annually they choose a place to go somewhere. Or if you want immediate relief, you go out for a walk. Suddenly you feel like so overwhelmed with the situation around, you just pause everything and you go out for a walk, take a breather. Okay, so and generally a well advanced devotee, what they do, whatever problem it is, they will surrender to Krishna. Okay, because we try not to play the controller. Okay, the controller is Krishna, so we want to surrender everything to him. Okay, so generally we can conclude that we have this kind of stressful and monotonous situations. Okay, then we try to de-stress ourselves. Okay, and then come out, you face the life again the thing comes and attack us, and then we go and de-stress ourselves. So like I said, annually people go for vacation. So why does one vacation cannot solve the rest of the life's problems? Why it has to be a regular thing? Because it's just a symptomatic relief. Okay, after you de-stress with this year's target and everything, next year is a new target. So like this, we have to recharge and recharge and act. So like this, the getting stress and getting a recharge is it's a vicious cycle of life. It's continuous. Okay, it's not only continuous, it's vicious, very fast. Okay, it's like a cycle, keep going on and on and on. Okay, so this week we are trying to understand the nature of this material world. Why Mataji, why are we going on this cycle again and again? So how do we get out of this? How do we get a permanent solution? What we are going through, this distress place, eating chocolate, having a drink or going party or dancing it out, these are all symptomatic relief. Okay, for a while you find some pleasure, you forget about the problem. Okay, that doesn't mean the problem is not there. Okay, sometimes we can solve, sometimes we can't. We solve this problem, we have another problem. So like this problem comes in different forms and colors and shapes. Okay, so today we are trying to understand what is material world. Okay, before this, the week 4 and week 5, they are very closely interrelated. Okay, if you remember 3 questions that human being ask, philosophical question or spiritual question, who remember those 3 questions? 3 questions for level 3. What are the important 3 questions, Matajis? Who am I? Very good. Next. Next. Why so quiet? 3
Why
weeks
am I
already
suffering?
Why
quiet.
am I suffering?
Yes. What is the... Okay, very good. What is the 3rd question?
Is this correct? Why am I suffering?
Yes, correct, Mataji. We did that in week 4.
Okay.
Okay, one more.
Who am I?
Okay,
Why am I here? Then,
Who am I?
then self-realization.
3 questions. This one A, B, C. Not fill in the blanks. So you have to choose ABC. Who am I? Like, oi, forgot already, everyone. Who am I? Why am I suffering?
Who is God?
Okay, G with the big G, not small G. Okay, so week 4, we did why am I suffering? So the suffering comes when you are placed in material world. Okay, we will do a little bit of recap. Okay, so don't worry. So this is like a spin-off of week 4's topic. Okay, so we have to understand suffering. I mean, we have to understand the material world in order to understand why we are suffering. Okay, so we have to, because in spiritual world, there's no suffering. So suffering is in material world. That's why you want to understand what is this material world. Okay, so week 4. Again, week 4, what was the topic? Everybody there?
Why am I suffering? Why am I suffering?
Oh, why am I suffering? Yes. Please put your phone down. Okay. Ask everybody in the house. Don't disturb you. And keep ready. Okay. Okay. So when we talk about suffering, what actually can come to your mind right now? What I know it's been 3 weeks. I'm sorry for that. But what comes to your mind when you say suffering? In what way you can have sufferings? What can cause the suffering? So when I pause, so you have to remember there are 3 things that we discussed.
Health issues.
Okay.
3 form of misery. Body and
Mataji.
sorry.
Students.
No, sorry.
Okay, no problem, Mataji. Okay. So when we say suffering, how do you broadly categorize them? Like health is like an example. Health is an example.
The other one is wealth.
Somebody hitting you, that's an example. So how do you broadly categorize them? It's categorized into 3. You all remember? Adi. Remember this Adi?
Yeah, Adhyatmika,
Adi Atmika.
Adi Bautika, and Adi Devika, is it?
Very good. Now the translation.
Adhyatmika is body and mind.
Adi Atmika is
Body
miseries caused by troubles caused by our own mind and body. Yeah? Our own mind and body. Next.
The other one is Adi Bhutika, is other living entities.
Other
like people,
living
other
entity.
living-
Okay, remember what happened that time? There was some invasion of an insect in my room. So I think Param Prabhu was a joke. Okay, this is the disturbance by other living entities. So remember that. Okay, 3rd one.
Adi Devika is natural disasters.
Natural disasters, miseries brought upon us by nature. Okay.
Tsunamis and all that.
Yes, own mind and body, other living entities, and nature. So these are broad categories of 3 types of misery caused by what, and what. So these are types of miseries. And then we spoke about problems. So can you see we actually dissecting the suffering. The topic is why am I suffering? And then you have the cause of suffering and what kind of suffering we have. So we are going to talk about what kind of sufferings we have. Your suffering may not be same as mine is not yours. Okay, but everybody having the same suffering. And what are those? Remember, we have real problem and relative problem. So when I have a problem, it may not be your problem. That is called relative problem. I can relate, but you can't relate. When you have a problem, I probably cannot relate, but only you can relate. Okay, so there is something that everybody can relate, and that is called real problem. What are those problems? How many and what are those?
Old age, death at birth, and disease.
Yes, everybody gets this eventually, sooner or later. Sooner or later we will get it. You can Botox or put collagen or inject here, inject there, but somehow old age will consume by time to die. But eventually we will die. Okay, we can be as healthy as we want, but somehow or other we will have some kind of disease. So everybody, there's nobody who is fully healthy, from the beginning until the end. So this is the real problem. Okay, remember there are 3 types of miseries. Okay, caused by what? And 4 real problems. Okay, so the difference between animals and humans is that humans can understand this. Okay, human can understand this. And then we also, on a high level, we saw the differences in happiness, differences of happiness in material world and spiritual world. Okay, somebody's mic. Okay, I'm going to make somebody co-host. Sharmila Mataji, I make you co-host. Yeah.
Can Mataji?
All right, now let's go to happiness again. We all are after happiness, 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 happiness. The ultimate need is happiness. Everybody wants to be happiness. Tell me who doesn't want to be happy? Okay, everybody want to be happiness. Okay, we saw a GIF. Okay, a GIF that talked about implied what kind of how happiness is in material world. So that will come later. If you remember, the guy was dunked into water and then he comes out and then dunked and then comes up. Okay, so that is an indication of the nature of happiness in the material world. Sekejap ada, sekejap tak ada. Okay, so what do we actually want in life in order to achieve happiness? How do you define happiness? Saras K Mataji, K Saras Mataji. For you, what is happiness for you?
Saras K or
K Saras.
K Saras?
Yes.
K Saras then the other Mataji.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. To live together with the family, to get happily.
Relationship, very good.
Yes, relationship.
Okay. A fulfilling relationship. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Saras K Mataji.
The K Saras is talking to you. I'm the one.
I want health.
Okay, health. Okay. So thank you, Mataji. Okay, just be honest. Okay, no judging. Okay, because I have few examples here. So let's see if everybody hitting that. Okay, Brinda Mataji. Happiness for you.
Good relationship with family members.
Okay, fulfilling relationship. Okay, right. Dilon Prabhu. Is it Mataji or Dilon? Dilon Prabhu or Mataji? Are you there? Dilon Prabhu or Mataji? Or is it a wrong name? Do you want me to read
She replied in the chat, Mataji.
Dilon?
Inner peace and
Oh.
feeling contented.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
Janani Mataji, feeling contented. Okay, very good. Okay, one more. Let's hear from one more Mataji. Kaya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
So the happiness for me will be subjective, but towards achieving achievement. Whatever I target or whatever I think when I achieve, even it's a simple thing, it's happiness for me.
Okay, right, achieving something. Okay, Sam Prabhu, you're back in action. Can I call you? Is it convenient to speak? Okay, I didn't see you for some time. Param Prabhu is not here. Okay, I'm going to follow the alphabetical order. Oh, Janani Mataji done. Kala Mataji. What is happiness for you? Life without pain. I feel you, Mataji. Kala Mataji, not convenient to talk? That's okay, yeah? That's okay. Tacha ini Mataji. What is happiness for you? What do you want in life? What do you want in life?
What I want in life, I think Krishna has given me everything, except I can say that before I go off, I want to see a lot of people, my son getting married, my nieces are getting married. I want to see my grandchild. But the first, most of all, the happiness will be me going to Sri Jagannath Puri, which is the only place I haven't visited.
Sorry, Mataji, we lost you for a while, I think.
I want to visit Sri Jagannath Puri.
Oh.
That's the only place I haven't gone, Odisha. The rest of the place where Krishna born, ruled, everywhere I've been, except for that one place. So before I go, I've been.
Nice, Mataji. So I really wish and pray that Krishna will take you to Jagannath.
Yeah, I wanted to go in 2019, but then...
Sorry, Mataji, we lost you again.
No, I wanted to go 2019, but then
pandemic.
I went to Vrindavanam and all that with my friends. But then 20, I wanted to go, then COVID came.
COVID already.
Now I want to go, but I'm still a bit scared because COVID hasn't really gone off.
Oh well, I think Mr. COVID is here to stay, so
Yeah,
we
so I
keep
don't know.
our
We'll see by next
SOP,
year what
and then
happens.
we have to be careful. Okay,
See.
Mataji. So just have to be careful. Okay, not rush, but we'll never know when Krishna wants to take us there. So we just desire, strong desire, intense desire should be there. Krishna will take you. Everything starts from desire, Mataji.
Yeah, that is the happiness, love, going back to him. I think that is the biggest happiness for me. I must go back to him and not come back again.
Very nice, Mataji. So generally what I can see from this group's response is that most of you giving lots of importance and priority for fulfilling relationship. Research has said that from the responses received, the number one aim to get happiness, the way to get happiness is fulfilling relationship. Having a fulfilling relationship will contribute to happiness in their life. This is the number one. Okay, so number two, the health and everything. So seems like, relationship is very important. Okay, so what we have here is some people, when they achieve some gain some knowledge, is happiness for them. Okay, some when they get some name, all right, some award, some recognition, some reward, that is their happiness. Okay, name and fame. Okay, and for some people, wealth is happiness. For poor people, for them, if I have money, I will be happy. So for them, money is happiness. But for those with money, when they do not have good health, then they will ask for, what's the point? I have so much of gold in my hand when I'm not healthy. All right, so they want health. Okay. Yeah, so it means that we are looking for a genuine relationship, honest relationship. We wish to have that, but unfortunately we have disappointments. Okay, so we wish that we'll have this. So this is what we are seeking. We want fulfilling relationship, because we get disappointed. Why? For us, the relationship is important. That's why we are feeling disappointed. Oh, this person has disappointed me. I get frustrated. Okay, there's so much of pain. Okay, because we want relationship, you want somebody to relate to why father and mother give birth. Why do they do that? Because they want to share their affection to their children. And like when Mataji said just now, she wants her children to get married, niece get married. She wants to see grandchildren. Why? Because we take pleasure in relating to people, connecting to people, communicating to people. Okay, generally we want somebody to be with us, to talk. So that gives us happiness. Okay, so in that sense. And some people, they want followers. Okay, they want followers. That gives them happiness. The more vote they get, the more happiness they get, no matter what they do. Okay, by hook or crook, they want to get followers. So this is happiness for them. Okay, once I get a house, I'll feel happy. So this is benchmark for some. When I get a vehicle, I'll be happy. So this is benchmark for some. For some, that's family, a fulfilling family, a happy family, is happiness for them. Okay, so this is the common trait in all this is we want all this because we want happiness. Nobody wants this for miseries. Okay, we want happiness through this. And then we have this one. Life is like an ice cream. Enjoy it before it melts. What does this mean? Is it asking us to eat ice cream? What do you think? What is this caption talking about?
It's like carpe diem, seize the day, make the most while we still can, maybe.
Okay. What else? Live the life before it ends. Yes, on point, Mataji. Okay, so we try to enjoy in fast manner. Cepat enjoy before it goes away or it fades away. Like ice cream, you can't keep it too long. Once it's out, you have to cepat sapu. Okay, so whatever's available, people say just enjoy it while you can. Live only once. Life is only once. Life is short. Just enjoy it. Okay, so basically to get that happiness, people will do anything. They will do anything to satisfy their senses, and they can get selfish. Sometimes they don't. They are not being considerate about others. Just take care of my rice bowl is sufficient. So this is the kind of happiness that we have in our material world. Okay, they don't think of others. We want it only for ourselves. What do you call that? It starts with K, right? Kyasu kyasi, is it? I know what is kyasu. I don't know what is kyasi. Does it mean we have to enjoy? Is it? Does it mean we enjoy the both good and bad enjoyment of life, like enjoying our youth? Yeah, like people say the youth doesn't last long, so enjoy while you can, like that. Okay, you don't remain young forever, so enjoy while you can. So these are some of the philosophies that people talk. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so the fact is this: we are happy sometimes, but are we happy all the time? Happiness here in this material world is basically absence of suffering. When you do not suffer anything, we don't have problems, then you are happy. Okay, you're peaceful, you feel happy. Okay. Okay, this is the dunking time, the GIF. So this guy is being dunked in water. The moment he comes up, he's taking a brief moment of breather, and then he's being pushed back inside. He is not finding the way out forever. Okay, oh, it's okay. I'm getting 1 second of breather. Okay, now I'm going in. I'm going to get a 1 second breather and I'm going in. So this is the kind of little relief that we have. Okay, we find in material life instead of finding permanent solution. Okay, this is the nature of happiness in the material world. So we work so hard to get that brief moment of happiness. Okay, so what is your thought about this? What is guys doing? The caption says hard work. The caption on the door says pull. So what are your thoughts? Anyone there? Come on, I miss your voices. Yeah, anything. He's pushing the door, supposedly full. Melawan hukum alam. Which one, Prabhu? I don't get your comment. Melawan hukum alam.
Means, I think.
Yes, Saraske Mataji. Please explain.
So,
You're going to explain
pull,
about this image, right?
But he's going to the opposite direction.
Going to opposite direction. Yes.
The door says pull, but the look of it looks like he's pushing.
Yeah, he's pushing. So he's not going to get anywhere by doing that. Yes. Okay. Oh, you are saying this Melawan hukum alam. Okay, understand now. Okay, so it's not a two-way door. Okay, it says pull, but he says push. Very good. Not worth. Effort is used in less smart way. So we can't say, I'm working so hard. Why I cannot get through? Because you're doing it right way. He's just working, but not thinking. Very good. Yes, nice comments. Okay. He's using his energy in a wrong way, at a wrong place, and it's the wrong place, wrong use, wrong time. Okay. The door is supposed to be pulled, not pushed. Okay. And basically, this is what we are doing, right? Okay, so our sufferings are similar to this because we are doing things at the wrong time, wrong place, putting our energy in wrong use. Okay, so this is what you call habudubu. Okay, let's skip that. So this is the difference between happiness in the material world. A brief moment of absence of suffering, that is what happiness is in material world. On the contrary, in spiritual world, there is no suffering at all. It's pure bliss, pure happiness. Okay, everybody is not why they are feeling happy because they here in material world we are doing things to satisfy our senses, our families, people around us. We have that, but in spiritual world, the happiness is true happiness because they are not doing for themselves. They do everything they do is for the pleasure of Krishna. So when the love becomes selfless, then the real happiness comes. Okay, right. So a little recap on our week 4. Remember this, natural habitat of jivas is spiritual world because we came from there. We came from Krishna. Krishna is spiritual, therefore we are spiritual. So because of certain things that happen, because of a free will that we want to enjoy independent of Krishna, Krishna say, okay, so you want a playground for you to play. Now I prepare a playground for you. The material world is your playground. You can go there. Okay, and then you can find your way up. Okay, that's how it happens. All right, just like the fish out of water. We are like fish out of water. We came out from spiritual world. So until and unless we feel the pure happiness, we will feel restless. Things are not settled. Okay, so that is our natural habitat. We are suffering here because this is not our place. Why this is not our place? Okay, we will explain that. So we will be only happy when we are back in our natural habitat, which is the spiritual world. Okay. All right. So do you all remember this dukkha alayam? Dukkha means miseries. Alaya means place. So this material world, as we discussed in week 4, is actually place of miseries. It literally means that place of misery. Dukkha alayam. Okay, so where is this place Dukhalayam will end? Okay, from where to where? Maybe I can go where it ends, then the place will be happy for me. So, but Krishna said in 8.15, after he says here, this temporary world is full of miseries. This material world is full of miseries. But those who have achieved the highest perfection, they do not come back. So here, Krishna is telling 2 points in one verse. One, he says that those who worship me, they go to a place where there is they achieve perfection there, and they will not come back. Where they will not come back is the second point. They will not come back to a place where misery is taking place. Okay, so how do we translate? This is a slide from our previous week, just for recap, because it's been some time already. Himalaya means a place full of hima. Hima means snow. When you go to Himalaya, you don't see lava, you see hima, you see snow. Similarly, when you come to material world, you don't see happiness, you see miseries, because dukkhalayam is dukkha, miseries. Okay, so it is nature. It comes with the package. The material world comes with this package. Okay, now we are going into the topic today. Okay, so what is the topic of our topic today? What is our topic today?
What is the material world?
What is material world? So first we want to understand what is material world. So material world generally we use when we want to refer to this world, this earth, all right, sun, moon, all this we use material world to refer to these places. So technically material world means things that are made of matter, things that you can see, you can feel, you can touch, right? It includes solids, liquids, gases, radiant energy, and space. This is all material world. These all comprise material world. Okay, so this we will go into this picture later. Okay, okay, so now we want to know how this material world came about. How is this created? So for that we need to understand that Krishna has so many energies. He has so many energies, but there are main 3 energies. Okay, see here, material creation is one of the supreme being's many energies. And this material existence is just a fraction of it, just a small part of it. The rest of it is spiritual, just a small part of it. Okay, so these are the 3 energies: spiritual energy, material energy, and energy in between this spiritual and material. So we call that marginal. Marginal means a bit of here, a bit of here, in between. Okay, the differences, the in between. Okay, spiritual, material, and marginal. Spiritual means anything that is related to Krishna directly. Everything that is spiritual is called spiritual potency. Okay, it's also called internal energy, internal potency, but we keep the terms very simple. Spiritual energy, and totally opposite is the material energy, which is the creation. This one, he is spiritual, this material world is matter. Okay, now in between comes these living entities, you and me. Because why we are in between? Anybody would like to try? Why we are in between? Why we are not on the material side? Why do you think? Put in all the knowledge that you've gotten from your Gita Gyan level 1 and some of you after level 2. So what conclusion can you make? Why are we in between? Why we are not spiritual? Tired already? I'm also tired. after work, now back to office already, have to drive back. Let's think together why we are in between, why we are in marginal, why we are not totally spiritual, why we are not totally material. Maybe we actually descended from Krishna, but living in this limited material world. Okay? Let's
see, I tried.
Yes, can.
Okay, maybe because our body
Go
is
ahead, Rajina
material.
Mataji.
Maybe because our body is material, but the Paramatma resides inside us, which is the spiritual. So we are like marginal.
Yes. Okay, very good. Dilon Prabhu and Rajina Mataji, you got it correct. Okay, we are spirit soul, but we are embodied soul. We have a body that's covering the spirit soul. So we are both. And we have an option where we want to go. We want to go towards spiritual or material, or remain in this matter. Okay, so we have that option. That's why we are called marginal. So we have that advantage of choosing what we want. So that is how what is a material world? It's one of energy of Krishna. Okay, all right. So why we are learning? After this, we'll have some information about the material world, right? So you need to know why we are learning all this, because a lot of people can say a lot of things about the world, universe, and every spirit subject matters, but it only holds water if you have a reference and authenticated information. Remember, we have various sources of knowledge, so it has to be verified, it has to be authenticated, it has to be tested, it has to be agreed. Okay, so these are the information that we are sharing here. So it is not speculation. It's not just some people got some information, some bits and pieces, they match here and there and give the information. It's not like that. These are scriptures based information, and it's not only that, it's been brought down through Guru Parampara. So which means if the information is wrong, if the information is not agreeable with some people, it would not have been brought down. So all this information have been agreed by previous acharyas, and it will be more reliable for us to use this information when we speak or discuss or teach people about material world, how everything works. So you have a base, right? At work also it's like that, isn't it? When you want to do something, you want to fall back to your framework, you have to fall back on your SOP and your guidelines. You can't simply say, I think you should not do this. Why? Because the guidelines say so. Okay, so we have this kind of guidelines, so we have to rely on them. That's more it's substantiated in that sense. Okay, next we want to know where the material world is coming from. Where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? Material world is coming from Krishna. Very easy answer. Because we are in Gita Gyan course, right? So we can tell that material world is coming from Krishna. But the challenge here is that how do we substantiate that? How do we show the evidence? Of course, we have to go back to what Krishna is talking about himself. So this is a sloka from chapter 10. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti mata bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Okay, who has now? Kush Mataji, have you gotten a chance to read yet?
No, I just joined. Sorry.
Okay, read the English.
Sure. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So here, Krishna says, this the first verse of Vedanta Sutra is also this: God is where everything comes from. Okay, so here Krishna declares that I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. So here he covered everything, spiritual and material, both also coming from him. And then he added on that everything emanates from me. Okay, he's giving these points here. Okay, he's establishing that he is the source of everything. Now we want to see, how does that happen? How does he do it? How does he become the source of everything? How does he, create this? Okay, so for this, we have to understand one of the category of incarnation that Krishna takes is Purusha Avatar. Okay, I'm not talking about the 10 types of our 10 examples of avatars, you know, the Kurma, Matsya. It's not that. Those are examples of Leela avatar. So Leela avatar is one of the 6 categories of incarnation that Krishna takes. So I'm going to go to the first one, which is the Purusha avatar. Purusha avatar means Krishna, for the purpose of creating the material world, he expands to 3 kinds of Vishnu. Who remembers all these names? English also okay? Sanskrit also okay?
Oh, like the Garbha Daksha Vishnu,
Yes.
Karna Daksha Vishnu and all that.
Yeah. One more, Mataji. You're doing good. One more.
One more is, I remember I read in the
Where you
Srimad Bhagavatam class. One more.
Ah,
One is the where Brahma comes out, that is the Garbha.
very good.
And then the second one, every breath from the skin comes out every universe. The last one, I think, is Karna Daksha.
Okay.
I think
So the sequence is a bit changed already, but you got them correct. Okay. So first, Krishna expands himself into Karanadakasai Vishnu. How do you remember this? Okay, in my early days, I had difficulty remembering these names. For me, everything seemed same. Okay, Karana. What is Karana in English? Karana means sabab, right?
Reason.
Okay, any other word for that, Mataji? Karana.
Reason.
Okay, any others?
Is it the ocean? Supposed to be the ocean.
The Kashayi is ocean. The Karana. I'm teaching how to remember these terms.
Oh,
Karana.
okay. Karanam. Reason.
Karana.
Karana means with
Karana or sabab, right?
reason.
One more. There's an English teacher. Yamuna Mataji.
It's still a result.
Karana. Mataji.
About reason, because.
Cause. Okay.
Oh, cause. Okay.
Cause. Okay. So Karana is cause. Karana the Kashayi is. How do you join that both? Cause and ocean. Have you all, does it ring a bell? I've done this in the classes. Mana level 2 students. Sharmila Mataji. Any more level 2 Matajis here? Yashoda Priya Mataji. How do you translate Karanada Kasai to English? Rasini Mataji is not here. Roja Mataji. Okay. Karanada Kasai. Causal ocean, the Vishnu that reclines in causal ocean. So this is the first Vishnu. So initially everything was so dark, and this Vishnu lies in this Karana ocean or causal ocean. Okay, and then when he breathes out, what comes out?
Bubbles.
What comes out from the pores of his body?
Sweat.
Like sweat, but what comes out? For us, sweat come out. For Vishnu,
Actually, it's like a bubble.
yeah. What are these bubbles?
Bubbles comes out, and every bubble has universe, other life forms.
Yes, these bubbles are universes. Just like how we perspire, we have so much of us, that what do you call that? Pores and sweat come out from it. Okay, so like that we cannot count. So like that, the universes come out from the pores of this Karana Vishnu. Okay, I make it shorter. Karana Vishnu, Karana the Kasai Vishnu. Okay, so it comes out just like our water drops. It comes in different sizes. So like this, the universes also come out in different sizes. So all the universe not in the same size. Okay, that's how it determines the head of the Brahma. Some have 3 heads, some has 1,000 heads. Okay, so those there's another topic. Okay, so like this, innumerable universes coming out from Karanadakashayi Vishnu. So this is the first step. Okay, the first step, Krishna expands to Karanadakashayi Vishnu. From Karanadakashayi Vishnu, all the bubbles come out. These are the universes. Now we're going to zoom into one universe. So this picture, I'm sure you all have seen it already. Who is sitting at the bottom of this universe? Each egg, Krishna goes into each of these universes and lie down at the bottom of this universe as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. Okay, and he feels the water at the bottom of the egg, the universe. He lies down there. He floats there on Adisesh, okay, Nagashesh. He lies down there, and from his navel comes. He's going to start creating now. So, what does he do? What comes out from his? So, if there's many universe, does it mean there's other living things like us in planet Earth in any universe? Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so what comes out from his navel and why that thing comes out and what is there on that? All this we studied
Brahma.
already. Try to remember.
Brahma.
Yeah, it's a lotus. Such a long stem of lotus. It's reaching up to the ceiling of the universe, the topmost place in the universe. And at the top of that place in the lotus flower sits Lord Brahma. And he is the secondary creator. And there onwards, he starts creating this material world, the details of the material world. And that is why his planet is the topmost planet in this entire Brahmanda, okay, entire universe. He's at the top. Okay, so there'll be one verse Krishna will say, A Brahma Bhuvana Loka, up to the topmost planet to the lowest planet, repeated birth and death take place. So Krishna gives A Brahma Bhuvana Loka. He gives that example because that is Satya Loka or Brahma Loka. That is the top Loka. Okay, so we have so many other Lokas. Okay, so this is called Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and he lies on Garbhodaka ocean. Okay. This is a little bit of a zoom out. If you zoom out, then you will see 14 planetary system. And I used to give this example. When you go to a mall, you look at the place, the poster on the lift. You are here, right? So we are here. We are here. Middle planet, middle planetary system. Okay, so we are here. Bhuloka. You go a little up, you have Bhuvar Loka. You go higher above, you have Swarga Loka, where Lord Indra stays. Okay, he rules there, and that is the heavenly planets. Okay, not heaven or heavenly planet. No, heavenly planet. So there are so many planets there. Okay, so I've shared this picture previously. So we're just gonna skip this. All right, so this is basically the flow, how Krishna is creating, how the material world is coming into being. Okay, so we have lower planets, middle planet, higher planet. So this is the song that you have. Om Bur Bhuva Swaha. Bur means Bhuloka. Bhuvar Loka is where Rakshasa and ghosts reside. So don't think they are from lower planetary system, they are higher. And then we have Swarga Loka. Okay, heavenly planets, realm of 33 demigods, 33 koti. Koti does not mean millions, so we want to correct that. It's not million, it's not juta. 33 koti is K-O-T-I. It's like a lineage. Okay, 33 lineage of demigods and demons. Okay, next. Now, after Karanadakasaya Vishnu releases the bubbles, and into each bubble Krishna goes in and lies down as Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, and then comes Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma starts creating, and then Krishna as this Vishnu, Kshirodakasaya Vishnu, enters every living entity's heart and resides as
Super soul.
Super soul. Very good. Shiro means, what is Shiro? Shiro means milk. Okay, so this is the Lord lying at the milk ocean. Okay, the Vaikunta. It's actually it's not really the actual Vaikunta, but he's at the edge of the universe. Okay, above Brahma Loka, he's there. Okay, so this is Kshirodakasaya Vishnu. He enters every living entity. So this picture, right, on the right, it shows that whether he's an animal, he's a Brahmana, or a dog eater, or an outcast, the Lord does not discriminate, and he resides in everybody's heart. So like this, the material world came into picture, and then the living entities were created, and Krishna resides in their heart. And that's how the material world function. Okay, so this is summary. The details are in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sudarshan Prabhu is conducting very nice Bhagavatam class. So I'm not sure how detailed can he go, because if you want to go detail, you'll never finish in 1 year. So sometimes we have to read on our own, and then you can ask questions. Okay. All right. So this is an expansion of that picture earlier. This is the verse. This is where Krishna established. Krishna is giving the fact. He's stating that how he is sitting is how he is present in everybody's heart. Can we have somebody to read this, please? V. Lata Mataji.
Oh, Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Am I lagging? If I'm lagging, just put a note on the chat.
No, Mataji.
Okay. All right, so this one also we already covered in chapter 18. Okay, Krishna says that he is the super soul resides in everyone's heart. Okay, he's like a machine. This body is a machine, and then there is a driver. That driver is Krishna. He's in the heart. Okay, of course, so when we look at chapter 13, the soul is the driver. So there are two drivers. One is soul and one is super soul. Okay, if you remember chapter 13, remember the knower of the field. You remember that? Knower of the field, there are two knowers. One is the soul, one is super soul. Okay, so this kind of information, right? We have spent so many weeks last year. We started our, for example, this level 2 classes. We started last year, June. Then we continued with the 25 weeks of level 2. So now we have fast forward that we are learning level 3. So even though most of you did not go through level 2, a lot of information I have already covered in level 1. So whenever you are free, please you can randomly open up and read. You can actually go to the database, choose just the verse translation and just read all the verse translation alone is sufficient. Okay, so you can plan, okay, this week I'm going to read level chapter 1. Okay, after 2 days, I'm going to read chapter 2. So like this, if you keep doing this, in 1 year, you already covered Bhagavad Gita, so many rounds. Okay, so next time when you come across some information, you will know, oh, this is in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said like this is definitely not like this. So you will know. And whenever you speak or give information, you will know you are giving based facts. Okay, factual information. Okay, it's not some people's opinion, some speculation. I think like this, I think like that. So Prabhupada actually warns us against this. He doesn't like people talk, I think like this, I think like that. No. Okay, we have facts. We are backed by scriptures, this information backed by scriptures. So it's important for us to read again and again. Okay, it will be very helpful. You will never know how it will play a role in your life until you read and you imbibe this information. It will your mind will soak this information like anything. So please read these verses, just chapters. Okay, all right. Next, so we already saw how the material world was created, how Krishna entered every living entity and is maintaining them. Okay, now how exactly these living entities made their way into the material world? Okay, of course, Brahma created them. But what is exactly this material, these living entities are? How living entities come to this world? Here, Krishna talks about how he is being the Supreme Father for everyone. This is in chapter 14.4. Okay, very important verse here. Okay, anyone would like to read? Anyone has not read yet? Janani Mataji? I don't remember if you read it already. Oh, Janani Mataji, you have mic problem, right? Okay, forgot. Brinda Mataji.
It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So how
did exactly Krishna give the seed? Okay, I am the seed giving father. Here he establishes that he is the father. So we hear from other places that I'm the representative of God, I'm the son of God. Okay, so we have a lot of information from other scriptures and other faiths and religions. But here in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, not only here, in few places, Krishna said that I am the father, I am the seed giving father. So how does he do that? He doesn't have to do it like how human beings do. So we have to come out of that human conception of life, and we have to see what the acharyas are saying. So the Vedas says that the Lord glance over the Prakriti. Prakriti means material nature. He just have to glance, okay, and he impregnates the material nature. And that's how living entities are made to become possible. Okay, this is how he does it. He glances. So he can eat through his eyes. He can see through his ears. Okay, that's how absolute he is. For us, we can only see through our eyes, eat only through our mouth. Okay, so Krishna is not like that. He can do anything with any of his senses. So that's how material creation are done. Okay, how he be the cause of the birth for living entities. Okay, so that's about Krishna being the seed giving father. So ultimately this indicates that we are part and parcel of Lord Krishna. So everybody are from the same family. That's why sometimes we say Vasudeva Kudumbakam, because we all came from Krishna. Okay, now we are done with how the material creation all come to place, or how living entities all are created. Okay, now now we are talking about happiness, isn't it? So how to best satisfy us, how to be happy, right? So remember this picture, this tree picture. Okay, the root is coming, it's ending here. Okay, it's coming from Lord Brahma. So above Lord Brahma is Lord Krishna. Okay, so here Krishna is explaining there is apart from this material world, there is another place. Okay, here all this while we've been talking about material world, living entities. Okay, this realm, we're talking about this realm. So we're going to see the flip side of it, the other side of it. So if we have a material world, then we have a spiritual world. So the Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita is giving us information about how the spiritual world is. Okay, Krishna is giving characteristics of the spiritual world here. He says there is unmanifest nature. It is eternal, is transcendental, it is supreme, it is never annihilated. Even when the world, when he says world, it means the material world. When the world is annihilated, that part, that eternal place it remains as it is. Okay, so let's say you have a big round, you picture a big round, 3/4 of its spiritual world, 1/4 of it the material world. Okay, the Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, Karanadakasaya Vishnu, Sirodakasaya Vishnu, they are at the 1/4 of it. Okay, a small part of that. So when this small 1/4 is annihilated after every one cycle of Yuga, after Kali Yuga, okay, the Satya Yuga comes. So like this, a few cycles, then everything will be annihilated and a fresh Satya Yuga will come. So when this process is taking place, the other 3/4 of the spiritual place is not destroyed. They will remain as it is. So this is what Krishna is explaining here. Okay, it means other than material world, there is another world. Okay, this is the information from chapter 8. Okay, further characteristics about this spiritual place is this. This is 8.20. This is 8.21. It says infallible. Infallible means there is no mistakes in there. There is no problems. Okay, he also says that this is the supreme destination. And those who are coming from there, they will not, having attained it, one will not return. Means not return to the material world unless we have that free will that I want to enjoy. The moment we think that we want to enjoy, because Krishna gives a small, minute free will for us. Okay, so we can choose what we want, right? And we come back to material world based on our choices. Okay, so what place is he talking about? He's talking about my supreme abode. Means when you go there, you don't want to come back. Okay, actually don't want to come back because it's so happy there. Okay, unless the envy seeps in, right, we don't want to come back. So this is all about material world, and then we spoke about a little bit about spiritual world. Now let's put this together. Spiritual world means happiness. Material world means miseries, sufferings. But what we are seeing is that this material world is like a reflection of the spiritual world, but it's a temporary effect. For a while, we will feel happy. Okay, we find this reflection, oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, but it doesn't last long. Okay, this is the difference between material world and spiritual world. So this one was we explained this in detail in chapter 15. Okay, the real tree is the upside down tree in the spiritual world. Okay, but here we feel like this is the tree that we want. So what happened, you know, when we engage in material activities, we'll be keep jumping from one tree to another, from one branch to another branch. Okay, so like this, our desire will be deeply rooted into the ground, just like the root of the tree, and you will never know where it's going. Okay, that is where you remember the picture of the axe that you have to cut it down, the tree. So how do you cut it down? Do you remember the two terms that we studied in chapter 15? How do we cut down this tree? Anybody remembers? How do we cut down? We cut down a tree using an axe. But how do we cut down this tree, the one that we are attached to this material world? How do we cut down? Because if you don't cut down, we're going to engage in our activities more and more and more, and the root is going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. It's going to get so difficult for us to come out of it. I don't know what other clues to give. Do you all remember?
Detachment? Is it detachment? One is
yes, detachment. And how do we sharpen it? How do we sharpen the detachment?
I'm going into meditation by going into chanting more.
Okay, so where is chanting coming from? Why we are chanting? Something has happened. That's why we want to chant. So what has happened? Chanting is example. What has happened? How do you get? Or how do you, when you want to chop a tree, you need an axe. You can't have a blunt axe. You need to sharpen it. But how do we sharpen the axe that we want to cut down our attachment?
Knowledge.
Yes, very good. Sharpen with knowledge. Okay, so this is the verse from 15.1. Let me just read that. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that root upward and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. So by right, we need to utilize the Vedas, the knowledge in the Vedas, to cultivate some qualities so that we can find our way back through the trunk, to the root, to the spiritual world. But what we are doing, we are gliding down because you're so intoxicated with the enjoyment. We are gliding down deeper and deeper and deeper. So we are lost in the tree. Okay, we are enjoying the fruits that the tree gives, the colorful, the beautiful leaves. Okay, so you put that upside down. That is how material world is. We are going deeper and deeper and deeper. It's very difficult to pull out the tree. Okay, so the actual tree is upside down, and we have to find our root back upward. Okay, next. Okay, yeah, this material world is like a banyan tree. Okay, so we want to calculate how big is this material world, because our topic today is material world, right? So can we measure the length and the breadth of the entire universe? Scientists are still trying to measure some planets, some distances. Every time they will revisit these measurements, and then they will say, oh no, this is not this distance. Now it's this distance. Or that was wrong. So because why they do that? They do pramana. Pramana means they do, what is pramana? Do you all remember? Sorry, anumana.
Anumana, estimation.
Yes. So how do you do estimation based on the information that we have? If the information is just like hands full, then your anumana is only that much. Then after some time, as the technology improves, then you get more information, then your Anumana becomes more. So like that, it will be evolving from time to time. So until now, the material scientists have not absolutely could measure the material world. So how can we measure and understand the spiritual world, which we can't see? So it's already difficult to understand this material world. So understanding spiritual is going to be more difficult because it's in a different dimension. That's why we have to rely on the third source of knowledge, which is anybody heard my question? The third source of knowledge. Let's see who heard it. Okay, Vilata Mataji. Who heard my question? Okay. So one of the first topics for our level 3 was 3 sources of knowledge. And among that, we come to a conclusion which is the best, because the rest of the other 2 have defects. Remember? So what is the best source of knowledge? So we have 14 people here. Anyone? What are the 3 sources of knowledge? Everyone? Just now I gave an answer already. Anumana. What is the first one?
Prayaksha.
Yes. Pratyaksha. Direct sense perception. Third one?
Sabda.
Sabda, hearing. So among these 3, which is the best?
Sabda.
Sabda, very good, Mataji. Kala Mataji, Pushpa Mataji, thank you. So hearing, so we understand, we are not able to entirely conceive this spiritual world, but we can somehow understand based on hearing. Okay, because if we make inference based on whatever info that we have, some sort of methodology, okay, in olden days with whatever limited information we have, so we have limited inference. Okay, so in olden days, they can only calculate to a certain extent. And then as the days progress, scientists develop some mechanism, better mechanism. They are reaching better accuracy on the planets. Okay, those days there was no mobile phone, but now we can use mobile phone. All right, so like these things evolve in science and technology, but the scriptures give everything absolute in the beginning itself. Okay, so yes, Prabhu, I will share. Usually I will upload and I will share in the YouTube. Okay. All right. Okay. So they will do all this with a plus minus of accuracy. Let's little bit of mistakes here. Okay. Okay. So, so this is about how difficult it is to understand material world, what to speak of spiritual world. Since we cannot know the material world, how can we know what is beyond it? Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavad. Okay, so it seems that previously the Mars was concluded not fit to live. Now suddenly they discover there's water and possibilities of lives there. You all watch that Mars movie, the guy will start planting. Okay, so it's possible. Okay, but it's just a pending discovery. Okay, initially they were saying there was no, Pluto is a planet. Now Pluto is not a planet. So something like that. Okay. Right? So this material world is actually meant for misery, just as a prison house is meant for punishment. So if Malaysia is such a big country and there are few prisons in the entire country here and there, but the size is significantly small compared to the rest of the land in Malaysia. So you want to stay in that prison and thinking that is our world, or we want to break free and come and feel the rest of Malaysia. So it's like that. This material world is a prison, it's a playground, it's a punishment place for those who have been deviant, all right, and they're fallen into material world. So we want to cultivate devotional services and we can go back home to Godhead. Okay, so this is a prison story. What is the size of prison in your country? Okay, I don't know what is the size of prison in my country, but we know it's small. Okay, it's just a part of it, part of the country. Right, the spiritual world is considered to be 3/4 of the energy. Remember, I said of the entire Krishna's creation, three quarter of it is the spiritual world. The 1/4 only is the material world. So this is our understanding from the scripture. This is what the scripture is saying. Okay, so at this point of time, no one is wiser or more knowledgeable than Krishna. If Krishna says that beyond this material world, there is a spiritual sky, like the previous verses, right? 8.20, 8.21, you all remember that, right? So please try to go and read that, what Krishna is saying, because we are not saying, not some human is saying it. Krishna is saying beyond this material world, there is spiritual sky. And that place is filled with innumerable planets. And that sky is far, far greater than material space. Okay, material space is only 1/4. Okay, again, similarly, the living entities within this material world is a small portion of the living entities throughout the creation, which is a small part of it. Okay, and then what else? The material world is compared to a prison. Okay, just like prisoners represent a small percentage of the total population, so that's us. We are just a small portion of living entities. We are just fragmental portion of the entire living entities. Okay, so this is the measurement is given in the scriptures. Okay, so when Krishna created this material world, he had a purpose. Okay, the Supreme Being has a purpose in mind when arranging for the creation of the material world, which then develops in a systematic way. So this is all we have studied. Okay, so again, there's difference between material and spiritual world. How is it different? The difference between matter and spirit. Matter comes and goes, spirit stay as it is. Okay, everything we see, it will come into being, it goes through some changes and then disappears or dies. That is the nature of matter. Means, remember the definition or the meaning of material world I gave in the beginning. It's made of matter. When you talk about matter, there is a beginning, there is an end. It may be in unmanifested form. Okay, like it doesn't have a shape, but there comes a shape and then it disintegrates and then it's just back to the material world, and then comes again, takes shape and then goes again. So nothing is permanent. Okay, so we can't be perfectly and permanently happy in this kind of environment. So this is the essence of the topic today. Okay, so what's happening in material world? Okay, we have 10 more minutes. So what exactly take place in material world? What is taking place here?
Incarnation.
Yeah, incarnation, transmigration. As long as we are here, we are going through so many changes. So there are two main changes here. Okay, can you see this picture here? There's a baby to youth to adult and then old man. Let's stop here first. What is happening here? What is happening here? The first part of this picture. What kind of changes we are going through? This is called, in the scriptures, it is called the living entity undergoes 6 changes. Who can tell? What are these 6 changes?
Life cycle?
Of course, it starts with birth.
Birth, old age.
After birth, what we do?
Birth, old age.
Okay, before old age, slowly, we have 6 to do. 6 to go.
Fetus, baby.
Okay, birth. Starts with birth. After that?
Oh, birth.
Okay.
This is old age.
1, 2, 3,
6.
Infant.
Okay, birth, growth. We take birth, we grow.
We crawl, then we start walking.
Yeah, that is all growth. That is all growth. Okay, and then we stay like that for some time.
That puberty will
After
come
that,
in.
we reproduce. And then comes the old age where we dwindle. After we dwindle, and what happens eventually?
Die.
Yes. So this is the process that goes through in this material world, which does not happen in spiritual world. Krishna said, up to Brahma Loka, this thing happens. Okay, 6 changes: birth, growth, stay for a while, reproduction, dwindle, and vanish. These are the changes of the material body. After that, after death, what happens? After death, what happens? What happens to the soul?
Reincarnated
Means what?
is to go through
Changes body.
Changes body, it takes up another body. Okay, very good. Okay, so Krishna orchestrates this material world to temporarily satisfy our desires for temporary illusory pleasures. He maintains it for a while, then winds it up again. This is the pralaya, mahapralaya, all that will come. Okay, all right. So what happens in material world? We already covered here. So these are the changes that we go through. But in spiritual world, we don't go through this because there is no old age, there is no birth, there is no death. That is eternal. Everything is eternal there. Okay, so knowing this, what do we do? Knowing this, how this material world comes, how does this material world treat us, what kind of situation that we are in, how does this environment putting us into various situations. Okay, it should lead us to seek self-realization. This is the ultimate purpose of life. Everybody will always say that there is a purpose of my life. Everybody's purpose of life is same, is to attain self-realization, to know why I am here, why am I suffering, what should I do, what is my duty, how should I go back, where did I come from? If I meant to be here, I meant to enjoy the life, then why I can't enjoy life? Why suddenly I have problems, suddenly I'm fine, another day, another time I have problem? Why? This is the why questions that everybody wants to ask or must ask. So knowledge is that matter isn't permanent. Okay, if the matter is not permanent, the material world is not permanent. It's not our natural home. It's not meant to be our permanent residence. This is the material world. It's a prison. Okay, because the material world not only giving us a place where we can go on doing our activities and incurring more and more karmas, whether good or bad, we are incurring karmas. It's giving us lots of facilities and pleasure that we forget our Supreme Father. Okay, the guidance only will come when we speak, when we seek, when we try to reconnect with our spiritual nature. So to do that, first thing we have to understand that we are the spirit soul. That is the first knowledge. Aham Brahmasmi means I am spirit soul. That does not mean I am God. Okay, people, a lot of people, they understand that Aham Brahmasmi means I am God, because it literally means I am Brahman. But actually, it doesn't mean that I am God Brahman. I am small Brahman and God is Supreme Brahman. So this is the difference. This is knowledge. Okay, so we have to grasp the opportunity to learn about this spiritual reality that Krishna spoke in Bhagavad Gita. We have to have this genuine spiritual experience. Even while in material world, we can relish that. The genuinity of the spiritual experience. So you don't have to wait until die, then only you can go to spiritual world and enjoy that. No, while we are here, we can still feel it. And how can we do that? How can we do that? We have to water the root of the tree. So right now we are trying to pour water on the leaf, on the branch, on the fruit, on the flower to make it fresh, make it look good. But what we are forgetting to do is we are forgetting to water the root. So when you feed the stomach, every part gets the energy. Okay, so you don't put the food in any other hole. You have to put the food in the mouth, and it will go to the stomach, and you will be rejuvenated. Okay, all right. So this is how we satisfy ourselves. It means what? Means, you know, this feeding this leaves, feeding these branches. It's all like feeding our senses. It's not like that. When you feed the soul, then your entire your existence will be blissful. That's the point here. Okay. So the root for all of us is connecting ourselves to the Supreme Father, Supreme Lord. Okay, that's the only way we can find happiness. If not, the soul knows that this is not our place. This is not our home. The soul knows. So you will know when you do devotional services, when you're able to connect to the Lord, you will find there is bliss. That's because your soul is able to connect and it finds happiness in that sense. Okay. I have a story here. So how, you remember the feeding the stomach, it'll rejuvenate all the body parts, right? Feeding the root. Okay, this is the story. What story is this? What story is this? I'm not going to go to the other segments like the holy name and preaching because this itself has taken time. So I'm going to end with this story. Yeah. What story is this? Who is this giving a pot? It's pretty famous story, right?
I think this is the pot.
Everybody
given
there?
Sorry, this is the pot given to the Pandus. Is it? Where then Draupadi will keeps coming out. What pot they call it?
What pot is that?
I think this is the story. Then the rishis come to eat, and then pot will be empty. I don't know the name of the pot, but I know the story.
Okay, so the patram's name is Akshaya Patram.
Yeah, Akshaya Patram.
Akshaya Patra, yeah. Okay, so sun god given this gave Yudhishthira this pot. Okay, so Yudhishthira passed the pot to Draupadi. Yes, so the magic of this pot is it will give unlimited food items. It will only stop giving food when
Draupadi eats it first.
Yeah, when Draupadi eats and wash and put the pot away. So until then, the pot will keep giving food. Okay. So, and then what happened? Duryodhana and his mischievous plans, he actually knows this Durvasa Muni is a very temperamental person. Okay, so one day he knew that by this time the Pandavas would have eaten and finished. Draupadi also would have eaten and put the pot away already. So he's going to send this because he always want to take revenge or trouble the Pandavas. So he went and told Durvasa Muni, or they have this Akshaya Patra, why don't you go and have lunch with them? Okay, so Durvasa Muni with all his disciples entourage went to Draupadi's house, the Pandavas' place. So when he went there, actually, true enough, the Pandavas all have finished eating. They have finished eating. Okay, and they know already that the Yudhishthira knows already. Oh my God, we don't have already. Durvasa Muni is here. If we do not serve him, he's going to curse us. He's going to get very angry. It's going to be very displeasing to him. Okay, so what the Yudhishthira said, welcome, why don't you go and have shower first, then I will prepare the food for you, because he's thinking what to do. He needs to buy time to figure out something. All right, and then once the Durvasa Muni went to take shower, so they prayed to Krishna. So what to do, Krishna, please help us. Don't want to be an object of curse for Durvasa Muni, you don't want to displease him. Okay, so as he prayed to Krishna, Krishna came, and what happened that when he took the pot, there was some, they call it sark, some sayo was there stuck in the pot. He took that and then he ate. The moment he ate, it actually fills the belly of the Durvasa Muni and all his followers. Okay, so while they were taking shower in the river, suddenly all the disciples and Durvasa Muni felt full. Oh my God, now I'm so full already. What to do? Duryodhana would have, arranged so much of feast for us. What should you do? I don't feel like eating. All right. And then they will just chow from that place. They will leave that place. They will not say anything. They will just they will just leave that place. So this means that you feed Krishna and you satisfy him.
Yeah, give to Yuvraj to keep.
Okay, so when Krishna is satisfied, then the entire creation is satisfied. So you don't have to try to feed these people, that people. I mean, I'm not talking about like not feeding, but you don't have to do so many rites and rituals, but forgetting Krishna. So the center of the attention should be Krishna. So whatever activity we do, when Krishna is in the center, then everything else will be satisfied. Okay, so even when it comes to Maha Mantra, we have so many mantras, right? So many things that we grew up with. Please chant this mantra, please chant that mantra. But when you chant Maha Mantra, everything is there. Okay, it's a safest prayer. So by chanting the Maha Mantra, everything else will be covered. So this is the glory of Maha Mantra. That's how it is. Okay, so devotional service to Supreme Lord satisfy everything in this material creation, and chanting Maha Mantra fulfills the. It gives you this benefit more than chanting any other mantras. Okay, so there is a verse from scripture saying that one name of Ram equivalent to 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu, and one name of Krishna is equivalent to 3 names of Lord Ram. So that's how powerful it is. Okay, so the weight of the Maha Mantra. Okay, 9:35. I will skip all this because these are reading. Let me see, got video. I think I can share this video in the group.
We think we are enjoying, but we are
Maybe
suffering.
we can watch this. Is that okay? We watch this and we can end the class.
We think we are enjoying, but we are suffering, actually. And because we cannot understand what is suffering, suffering there is, sometimes we come to understand, but we are accepting this suffering as enjoy. A man is working very hard, whole day. This is not enjoyment. You have got a car, but you are running at 70 miles speed, going to your business, and there you are earning hundreds and thousands of dollars. So you are thinking that you are enjoying, but this labor is suffering, you forget. And in order to forget this suffering, then I take to wine, take to this, take to that, to forget this suffering. So actually we are suffering, but we are accepting it as enjoying. This is called illusion. Anyone who is very much sensuous, very much attached to sense gratification, they are called demo. And those persons who do not indulge in sense gratification, but utilize this body or this life for God realization, Krishna realization, they are called gods. There are the 2 classes of men, demon and God. Those who are engaged in God consciousness, they are not God but godly. And those who are not, because this human life is meant for this purpose, forgetting our Father, forgetting our God. We are criminal within this material world. Therefore, our only business is how to get out of this prison house and go back to home, back to God.
Okay, very nice. So that is our business. We should get back to our business. This is our only business. Okay, so okay, that Gayatri mantras, right? Gayatri mantras, Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita that he is the Gayatri mantra. Gayatri mantra should be chanted by Brahmanas, receiving it from Guru. The Guru has to chant into their ears and they have to receive it. And you need to go through certain purificatory process. It's a very rigid process. Okay, it's just not taking from radio and chanting, it would not have potency. Okay, this is what I was told. And you have to receive from a guru, but you have to get Brahmana initiation for that. However, the Maha Mantra, you don't have to have any kind of qualifications. So everybody can chant that. So that means it's easy and it's freely available. So not everybody can come to a point where they can get Gayatri Mantra. Okay, it's we can have more information on that later, but this is generally the short answer. Okay, you have to get it from a guru, otherwise there is no potency. But Maha Mantra, there is potency even when you playfully chant it. Okay, so Prabhupada always says that even a child can take part in it, even a dog can take part in it. Okay, so that's how merciful the Maha Mantra is. Okay. So basically, and the Maha Mantra meaning is also to engage me in devotional service. So that is the safest prayers. Okay, Mataji. Thanks, Mataji, for the question. Okay.